light 'em up in the ring, light 'em up, shoot, shine, do your thing, light 'em up in the ring, light 'em up, shoot, shine, do your thing, light 'em up, go dumb, go stupid, yeah, we undefeated, sucker free, we got the seats heated, let's face it, you bout to get a beat down, less talking, let's take it to the streets now, ain't gonna be no rematch, why you wanna fight, touchdown on sight, yeah, turn off the light, turn off the light, let's get it poppin', go dumb. When you see me moving, bodies dropping. Move some. I'm about to go sick. Call Earl. I'm turning up like E40, not your average girl. I'm turning up. We can rock like Rocky. Make you tap it. Ghost ride the whip. Look at my drip. This ain't a copy. We got a night if you wanna throw hands. When they see me fight, they wanna throw bands. Go dumb, go stupid. Yeah, we undefeated. Sucker free, we got the seats heated. Light 'em up in the ring. Light 'em up. Shoot, shine, do your thing. Light 'em up. Light 'em up in the ring. Light 'em up. Shoot, shine, do your thing. Light 'em up.
It's time for the main event. It's the Shoe Shot.
¿Qué onda, vatos locos? Damas y caballeros, it's your boy Dave and the 702 coming back at you for that boxing show known as The Shoe Shine. Joining me all the way from the city of brotherly love, Philly Irish Drew Evil. ¿Qué pasa, homie?
What's up, Dave?
Good to have you back, man. Salute to everybody joining us live right now on YouTube. Shout out to Crypty Hippie NFT. Shout out to Ryan. Shout out to SB. Great to see you, SB. It's been a minute. Great. And 702 Man Cave says, life is good. F the Raiders. Ooh. It was a great sports weekend, Drew. Shout out to your Philadelphia Eagles. Shout out to my San Francisco 49ers, improved to 7-4. A little bit of controversy yesterday, Drew, regarding the Las Vegas Raiders versus Dallas Cowboys game. And shout out to Vince, who sent me this on IG. I guess the game came down to the last, well, it was a horrible performance by the LV Raiders, but the sports books in Las Vegas had the over-under, I believe 48.5, 49.5, don't quote me. And the Dallas Cowboys' best receiver, with nobody around him, again, he's the best receiver, one of the top receivers in the nation, CeeDee Lamb, somehow magically drops a perfect pass that would have put the game over the over. Why does that even matter, guys? Because the receiver in question, CeeDee Lamb, was asked by his coach to sit out the first snaps because he was out late night partying in Las Vegas on Sunday night. That brings a lot of stuff into question. Now we've got the baseball. There's a new thing going on with the baseball where some players have been reportedly been throwing games, and we had obviously the NBA thing, and now we have a football player who magically was out all night in Las Vegas and drops a perfect pass. I don't know. Any conspiracy there that I should be looking at, Drew? Is it possible?
People are saying, why do I continue betting that this is how it's going to be? And everything. But I don't know. Everything's possible.
At this point, I believe anything is possible indeed, Drew. And we always, on our football picks show on Thursday, I always use DraftKings. There's FanDuel. But both of those sites, even though DraftKings has an office in Las Vegas, a corporate office not too far from me, beautiful, right in front of the Durango Casino, Drew. They're in the news in Las Vegas because, Las Vegas is the gambling capital of the U.S. The gaming commissioners, I think, I'm not sure which commission it is, but they are refusing DraftKings and FanDuel's to set up their own sports book here in Las Vegas. And it's because of this thing called the prediction markets. Prediction markets are taking over the U.S. Poly Market, Cashy. Cashy has some big deals with some big podcasters on YouTube. It's where you can go and predict the outcome of everything from an election to a football game, right? Why does that matter? Because that prediction markets are legal in all 50 states in the U.S., including California, which refuses to allow DraftKings to do business, refuses FanDuel. Nevada will never allow DraftKings or FanDuel to do business. They already denied them the ability. But they kind of came around. They say that this prediction market bullshit, Drew, is going to take over sports betting. And it already is starting to show that it is. It's very simple. You go on there, and apparently you and I could vote. We can make a wager whether or not Donald Trump will be around next year. Like stupid shit like that. And you can also wager on, baseball, football, whatever. It operates kind of like a sports book. But it's a big deal, and I'm going to be keeping track of that. Actually, the commission is called the AGA, American Gambling Association Trade Group. As of 15 hours ago, they are not going to allow FanDuel and DraftKings to do business in Nevada. Crypto says, I remember I got used to FanDuel for a whole week before Vegas passed what they needed to pull the plug. Yeah, it's actually going to be a big deal in the sports world. And as I mentioned, Drew, there's like some top podcasts on YouTube that already have some sick sponsorships from these companies, Cashy. And if you're out there listening, DraftKings, Drew and I will gladly take a sponsorship. Gladly take a paid sponsorship.
I'll gladly wear a hat.
I'll gladly take a job. I'm not even kidding, man. That place is the DraftKings office.
I'll take a second job doing that.
I mean, shoot, if you got a job opening at DraftKings across the street from the Durango Casino, please give me a call. Hit me up at my IG at @shoeshine_boxing. You need somebody to cover boxing for you guys? I'll do it. Shout out to Wile Coyote, Big Spooky in the building, guys. A huge weekend for sports, obviously. So let's look really quickly. Shout out to everybody that's watching our football games on Thursday, just for fun, before we get to some boxing, everything related to boxing. This is what it looks like today, Drew. If the playoffs, if the season ended, my team makes the wild card and we get to play the LA Rams again. If everything was to end again, and of course the 49ers had an embarrassing performance against the Rams 2 weeks ago, but now we got Brock Purdy back. But now we also lost our kicker. Did you hear our kicker? Eddie Pinheiro, the guy that we hired to replace Jake Moody. They picked him up and tossed him, and now his hamstring's messed up. And I thought Jake Moody was the kicker for the Bears, Drew. Reported the Bears traded him to the Commanders, where what's his name hates him. Oh my God! So he's on the Commanders now, and the 49ers are reportedly even, I don't know. There's a rumor out there they're considering bringing him back. Oh God! Hey, the Bears are doing great. Shout out to Kevin in the chat. I like it. And yes, as SB said, hit that like button. It helps us tremendously, guys. But Drew, you're number one seed. Right? In the NFC there. Denver Broncos take the number one seed in the AFC. What'd you think of anything stand out to you this weekend in football?
Yeah, how really fucking good the Eagles defense has become.
It's important. Very, very important.
I'm trying to find
championships.
Here's the thing. I'm trying to find right now the rankings. The defensive rankings. Let me see. What are these of? See, I gotta look at these to see if these are updated or not, because you know how the weeks goes and everything. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, these aren't updated, but people are saying that, well, how about this? We do it like this, because Eagles defense ranking. So we were 18th going into the Green Bay Packers game. And as of now, we are the 17th overall defense. We moved up a rank. But the last two games, we held the Green Bay Packers to 7 in Green Bay, and we held the number 2 ranked offense and number 2 ranked scoring offense to 9 points.
Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Let me see if my producer can send me a text. I just wanted to share with you guys. I do have the results. Yesterday we had Monday Night Football of who in the chat won this week, and I believe I believe this week we were bested both by Ryan F1 Crypto Hippie Fit and Vince 702 Man Cave, who I might be doing a show with him later this week. Saludos to my homeboy, Jose El Compita. Great to see you. It's been a minute, man. I hope you're doing fantastic out there. You know, Drew, this is a very cold and rainy week. All of a sudden, the weather changed in Las Vegas, and it kind of sucks because, well, there's a shitload of people coming. A lot of wealthy people, Drew. You know what time of year it is? It's F1. It's F1 Formula One race week in Las Vegas. Kicks off Thursday night. It's going to be crazy. I think Wednesday night strip traffic completely closes the vehicles. I think it's a Wednesday night. And we got so much. We got a 3-day mega concert in Las Vegas downtown this weekend. It'd be great to go to it. I don't think it's going to rain, but it's supposed to rain all the way through Thursday on and off. So some of this, they do these practice runs, I think, on Thursday night. They might be affected by that. But also at UNLV, Drew, it's going to be crazy too, because I don't know where all these people are going to be on the roads this week and it's raining. UNLV is playing the Pineapple Trophy game with Hawaii, so they expect at least 60,000 screaming Hawaiian fans to come and party with the UNLV fans. You know, it's going to be nuts. It's going to be a bananas weekend. And they say Vegas is dying, but I think this weekend we're going to show everybody that it's crazy, Drew. Anyhow, let's talk some boxing, Drew. Let's talk some boxing. Top Rank Boxing went to Mexico. We got to see some of their best prospects, contenders again. We got to see their world champion from Mexico, the 6'1" phenomenal Rafael Espinoza, who sings mariachi. He took on Kegai. I think Kegai was ranked number 10 or whatnot. It was kind of weird still watching Top Rank on these Tubies and Rokus. And I'm wondering, Drew, did you get the catch to watch it live on Saturday?
No. As I watched the Conor Benn fight.
Okay, well, we'll get to the Conor Benn fight. Let me get my thoughts out on this this weekend, Drew. This was a trip because if you guys did watch the Top Rank, and let me know if you guys watched the thing on Top Rank. It was free on Tubi and Roku and your Vizio TV. Top Rank Classics. Drew, they were simultaneously casting it on Mexican television. I think Azteca TV. I'm not sure, guys. Azteca TV. Because of that, the in-between amount of time between fights was ridiculous, man. It was crazy. They were like operating. It felt so weird. It makes sense now to me that it was being televised in Mexico and they had commercials and but there was none of that feel like, I don't think the announcing team was even there in Mexico. I don't think they were there because I didn't see once them pulled the cameras to an American broadcast team. I don't like the new announcers. I'm sorry. I don't know who the announcers are. Does anybody know if they're DAZN announcers? Because it really felt that way. So the analysis was off, and you had to wait forever in between fights. And it just kind of makes me miss Timothy Bradley. Like, can we get the old crew back from ESPN? It's a little bit upsetting. But let's talk about some of the people who were on that fight, Drew. And of course, the heavyweight division, big news in the heavyweight division. But Richard Torres Jr. blasted out a European fighter in just one round. I think he's close to getting a mandatory shot at an IBF title eliminator. But something big happened this weekend, Drew. Two things happened big in the heavyweight division. And I got to ask you, first of all, Joseph Parker, former WBO world champion Joseph Parker, damn. It comes out that he was on cocaine for the Wardley Parker fight just 2 weeks ago. There you see Joseph Parker losing it was a great heavyweight fight. Test positive. Shows that he had cocaine in his system, most likely the day of the fight. The day of the fight. Bro, because of that, he's facing a serious suspension. Anyways, Wardley fought, and your boy, somebody that, I mean, it's hard to argue he is the greatest heavyweight of our generation. Alexander Usyk decides that the belt, for whatever reason, isn't important to him. He's done this before. He's been stripped of the IBF title. So he relinquishes the WBO title, and all of a sudden, we got a new email world champion. What do you think of Wardley becoming the WBO heavyweight champion, the new email champion? It happened with Dubois, right? Dubois became a champion this way.
Yeah. You better stay away from Usyk, because in case Usyk wants to become a 3-time undisputed heavyweight champion. But I don't think Usyk cares too much about Undisputed again. But he figures he can get a better fight than Worley. Worley's probably going to wind up fighting Itama eventually.
I like that fight. That's a great UK heavyweight fight. There's a statement if you guys are interested. The WBO announces that Alexander Usyk has relinquished the WBO heavyweight champion. But Drew, what do you think motivated him just to say, I don't give a shit about it? Is it to become a 3-time undisputed champion, or is it these ridiculous fees that champions have to pay? Because guys, remember, if you get a title, you got to pay a fee to the sanctioning body to keep the title.
I think Usyk wants to see what's fully out there with the big names. Like, there's not really a lot of big fights left for him. So to be held by a sanctioning body to defend a title against somebody that really is an up and coming doesn't suit his need. But Joseph Parker attempted to do a John Jones to the dude, and it didn't work out. Like, John Jones beat the shit out of Daniel Cormier on coke, being high on coke.
Yeah.
So, Joseph tried to be high on coke and beat him up.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's something to look at, because if it's like fucking, he's Tyson Fury's boy. Is Tyson Fury doing that coke again?
Oh man! Shout out to Main Roll 200. He says that he's got Mason over. I got Mason over Sam and Devin over Norman. That one's controversial. Easily David stops Yard this weekend. Mason will be the youngest champion, and we're gonna get to that. Stay tuned till the end of the show, man. I appreciate you being here and new. But I got we're gonna have our picks for that massive weekend fight, Riyadh season. In the co-main event of this Top Rank card in Mexico, Drew, Lindolfo Delgado, former Mexican Olympian, he got a freebie, if I ever seen a freebie. Homeboy was dropped in the final round, and the guy he fought was very, very awkward. What's his name? It's hard to pronounce his name. If you guys can put that back in. Anyways, the fighter from Guadalajara fought Lindolfo Delgado, and he beat him, in my opinion. And the scorecards were ridiculous. He gets gifted this, and now he's got an opportunity. It was, believe it was the IBF title eliminator, and so he's going to most likely be fighting Richard Hitchison sometime next year, Drew. It's not the first time I've seen on a Top Rank show where a house favorite fighter ends up winning a kind of gifted decision. In fact, one of the most famous ones that I saw in person was Murataya versus Tevin Farmer. I was there, and I love Murataya. I like watching him fight. He didn't win that fight, in my opinion, and now he's world champion. In fact, he'll be the first big fight. Murataya will be a big fight in January, announced in Las Vegas at the Fontainebleau against Andy Cruz. But anyways, yeah, it's definitely not the first time I've seen a house fighter from Top Rank. You think Lindolfo Delgado gets his ass kicked against Richardson Hitchens?
I think Murataya gets his ass kicked by Andy Cruz.
Ooh, Andy Cruz, by the way, only 6 professional fights. Only 6 professional fights. Yeah, that's going to be the first big fight in Las Vegas coming up in January. We still have a pretty good, exciting November and December for the sport of boxing to wrap up this year. Let's talk about that co-main event, though. Shout out to Vince in the chat. Emiliano Vargas got promoted to the co-main event. And in the co-main event, Drew, being the co-main event in Mexico is obviously a big deal for a Mexican-American. But I had a conversation with Vince where I thought that the guy they brought in from New Orleans most likely wasn't even going to bother giving him 10 rounds. For Emiliano Vargas of Las Vegas, it was his first 10-rounder. He's been doing 1-2 rounds, knocking out fools. And I brought up this in a conversation with Vince that, this is what concerns me sometimes about the matchmaking Top Rank does, because they kind of blew it with Edgar Berlanga. Remember, Edgar Berlanga knocked out 16 people in a row, and then all of a sudden they elevated his opposition. And eventually Edgar Berlanga started to look poor. You know, not only did we can remember the Stockton fighter, Gabe Flores Jr., was looking fantastic. You know, then they suddenly put him in fights he wasn't ready for, and it all collapsed. So this is a real concern sometimes when you're building up a prospect you think is going to be a world champion, is matching him up correctly. I didn't think this guy was going to give him 10 rounds, but let's just be fair. There's a lot of criticism on the internet when you're a highly touted prospect and you don't blow out guys. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is exactly what a prospect like Emiliano Vargas needs. He needs to go 10 rounds because just like football, if you're blowing out teams in one quarter and it's a four quarter game, you really don't have much tape to watch. You don't have anything to go back and work on. When you go 10 rounds, when somebody finally steps into the ring with you, you've knocked everybody out. And all of a sudden you fight a guy who could take your best punches. Well, now you got some shit to go back and look at tape. Now you got something to work on because there's going to be plenty of guys at the elite level that are not going to go down. And the next type of fighter, you know, that separates the guy that can take your punches is the guy that can give them right back and that can hit you just as hard as you can hit them. So you need to develop all those skills before you get to the championship level. This is a good thing. This is a good thing, guys. When you're building up a world champion, it is a good thing to get these type of fights in your resume. And sometimes you need 2 or 3 of them before you step into a world title opportunity. If you're not ready for that, you're going to come up short. It's all about building the fighter at the right time. But Drew, you know, let's take another champion, Xander Zayas. Did he get all the perfect opportunities? Because he fought for a vacant title. That's also another way to become a world title champion. Fighting for that world title against a vacant opponent. I mean, he was the guy at the top of the list, that Mexican fighter. But, I mean, what do you think about that?
Xander was just in the right place at the right time and, like, really brought himself to the table. But, you know, Oscar tried to football a fast one and everything with him to try to get the kid Rowdy to go make the fight, and it didn't work and everything. And I know, here's the thing. Xander is still relatively untested.
There's definitely fighters in that division.
He's relatively untested.
Okay. There's a lot of fighters in that division that have gone through, has some serious smoke. Tim Tszyu, who, by the way, made an announcement that he's coming back. He'll be fighting in Australia under a new, entirely new coaching team. Yeah, there's a lot of guys in that division who have completely been tested.
So I look at it as in, I look at it like this. They have to have, everybody's got to come up with a system of how they do shit. But if we look at it like this, Xander Zayas was just in the right place at the right time and fought for a vacated title, won it. Now he has leverage when it comes to these negotiations.
Especially if he wins that second title. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey. He's got a unification coming up. Hey, shout out to Baked Cheese It. I appreciate you for coming into the room. He wants to know, how do we feel about the mega fight that's been announced? Jake Paul announces his new opponent. You would think it's not possible, but it's going to happen. Anthony Joshua has accepted reportedly up to $50 million from Netflix and Jake Paul to fight him in an 8-round fight in just a few weeks. How does Drew Evo feel about this Netflix masterpiece?
If AJ takes a dive, Lady Chan needs to stop sucking his dick.
No shit, man. That's obviously going to be on the minds of a lot. Jake Paul's come out repeatedly and told every boxing industry insider, my fights are not fixed. But really, the best minds in boxing say that this shouldn't last 90 seconds. So, and now you got some people saying, hold up. Anthony Joshua got knocked out by a much smaller Andy Ruiz years back, right?
Yeah.
So you got people actually believing that he has a chance. And, well, let's just look at what the Vegas odds makers had it, because I think I got it here. I think I've got some odds already. Preliminary odds for the Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua to win. Anthony Joshua, a negative 1,000 favorite. You must bet $10 to win $11 total. Jake Paul is a plus 900 favorite. A draw is 2,200. Those are very early preliminary odds. You would think negative 1,000 that it would be even bigger than that. Drew, what do you think?
I think they're being generous.
You think? And what if Jake Paul actually drops him, dude? How embarrassing is that? I mean, Tommy Fury, who has that one win, a legitimate boxer, he got dropped by Jake Paul. And Anthony Joshua is, he's historically chinny. Obliterated by Daniel Dubois, obliterated by Andy Ruiz. Yeah, he can crack, but at the same time, he's, notoriously chinny. It shouldn't go past 90 seconds. Here's the tail of the tape, by the way, guys. All right, 6'6" versus 6'1". Don't believe the 200 pounds, Drew. There's only 4 weeks to go. But when he fought Mike Tyson in that exhibition that had over 50 million people watch it on Netflix, Jake Paul ballooned up to around 233 pounds. I don't think he can get there because he was planning on fighting Gervonta Tank Davis. So I really don't know what he's going to weigh fight night. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this fight? Type in who you think wins and how. Do you think Jake Paul makes it past the first round? How high in weight do you think he's going to come in, Drew?
220.
220? Damn. That might be soft around the midsection, but let me know what you guys think. Also, again, in heavyweight news, I forgot to put this, but now that WBO champion is now Fabio Wardley. These are the people in that division, if you follow the heavyweight division. Number one ranked is Moises Itama, Drew. But he could choose to fight any of these people in the top 15 as a mandatory defense. I don't know if they're going to order him to fight, but who would you like to see him fight on that list?
Usyk?
No, Wardley, because Wardley has to defend that title.
I want to see Itama.
All right, there you go, man. A lot of people were calling for Jared Anderson and Richard Torres Jr. Jared Anderson doesn't seem to be too much to have his heart in the sport of boxing anymore. They're asking for Jared Anderson to face Richard Torres, and if he gets defeated in that, then you just kind of part ways with Jared Anderson. I talked about building up fighters. I was talking about Emiliano Vargas building up a fighter the right way. They were building up Jared Anderson to be the great American heavyweight champion, and then he catapulted himself. He's like, yo, that money sounds great. Riyadh season in Los Angeles. I'll fight a legitimate top 10 guy now. I'm ready, right? And Martin McCauley destroyed him. I mean, he wasn't ready for that type of fighter. He wasn't just ready for that. That's really important. But I like that fight, man. I like Jared Anderson versus Richard Torres Jr. on Top Rank in-house. I do like that fight a lot. Ryan says, I really hope Joshua does KO him. Is that what every boxing fan in America really wants to see, Drew? Do we really want to see him get knocked the F out?
Fuck yeah.
For playing, I mean, you don't play boxing. And you don't play boxing. And what makes it really strange about this fight is that he was willing to fight Tank Davis, who fights at 135 pounds. That's what we were going to see, right? We were on board to see that in November. And all of a sudden now we're seeing something completely different, which is like drastic, which is so like, we don't understand why he would take the risk unless things were cooked. I mean, you signed up to fight a guy who weighed 134 pounds, 5'5", and now you're going to fight a former gold medalist, former world champion, a guy that beat the Klitschko for his title. You think the only way I would accept this risk is if it was fixed. But again, Jake Paul says his fights aren't rigged.
Oh, man. And I can see the AJ fanboys and fangirls hyping this fight up and everything. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Because he takes a dive, like I said earlier, that you know who she is needs to stop fanboying, fangirling, and stop getting on her knees and slipping on the song and everything. Dave's like, why the fuck are you saying this? But at the end of the day, it's bad look that you even took the fight. Like, you took the fight, but you could have took a fight with somebody else.
$50 million. $50 million. That's what's reported. I don't know. I just thought about. I'm laughing because you guys, this weekend I was shocked. I told Drew, Shedeur Sanders debut. Finally, I'm like, Drew, is he gonna get a start? And it happened. I just feel like maybe Jake Paul in his debut at the heavyweight division. Well, no, it's a second fight, but a real fight in the heavyweight division should look a lot like this, like Shedeur's performance on Sunday, his debut. Back to the top ranked fight, so we can move on to this big week's fight. We were talking about the Emiliano Vargas performance. I'm not too high on Adam Azim, but he beat the crap out of Scobie. He knocked out an American Scobie, former football player, guy I've been keeping an eye out on, Scobie, Kurt Scobie, and Adam Azim annihilated him. And much of the internet that's watching boxing this weekend, they think that these two young prospects at 140 pounds should get it on sooner than later. I'll give Adam Azim his flowers, but I'm not entirely sold on him, and I'm sure that probably UK fans may not be entirely sold on Emiliano Vargas, but I like this fight, Drew. Do you think these two type of fighters should be fighting sooner than later?
Yeah, they should be fighting within the next 6 months.
All right, two prospects. He already got through a 10-rounder, and then this is about the spot where at 15 pro fights, you're fighting other top prospects, both of them undefeated. Crypto Hippie Fit says, I've been following Azim for a couple years, and I'm impressed. It was a good stoppage. So I'm not officially on his hype train, but, Scobie is a credible opponent, a really gifted athlete. So that was an interesting fight, man, and that was definitely something I enjoyed watching. On the Conor Benn fight, in the main event of the top-ranked card, 6'1", Rafael Espinoza did exactly what I expected him to do to thrill the Mexican crowd, stopping Kegai, who didn't really deserve to be there, Drew. He just had a loss recently. And he got gifted an opportunity to fight for a title. He is a tough guy, Korean-Ukrainian fighter that trains out of the wildcard gym, but he didn't make it out of that 12th round. And now we have a featherweight division, Drew, where Top Rank kind of has contracts over two of them. They co-promote the other champion, one of the other four champions. A unification fight is what I'm calling for, man. I really would love to see Rafael Espinoza of Guadalajara, Mexico against Las Vegas local. Man, cool guy. Met him. Angelo Leo. I want to see this. And I'd like to see the UK guy. What's the UK guy? The little bull? He's still got a title, right?
What, Nick Bull? Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see Nick Ball against these two guys, man. Let's unify this division in 2026. Let's get it on and cracking already, man. It's taking too long. Anyhow.
That's what she said.
You saw the Conor Benn fight, guys. Thank you to everybody that's watching. Let's get the thumbs up. Can we get the 30 likes today? You saw that incredible 80,000 plus screaming UK fans for two guys at middleweight. Really, I don't think, now we've seen Eubanks fight twice at 160 pounds. The guy in his late 30s should not be melting down, but he accepted the contract again. It was a fantastic first fight, one where he came out victorious. Conor Benn, I thought Conor Benn was going to take this rematch. Fantastic fight, but really not competitive. Exciting, 80,000 people. Conor Benn came out explosive. I think he finally acclimated his body to 160 pounds, which I think is still a reach for him. But he dominated a Eubanks that just could not pull the trigger anymore. It looked like 100,000 people were there, but 80,000 people were there. Why was I so impressed? Drew, I'm impressed because the UK fans don't give a shit if you have a world title or not. If it's a good fight, put it on. Which begs the question, why in the U.S. can we not get two great fighters that aren't champions, Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis, to fight?
It's just too much politics.
It's too much politics. Thank you. Look at this fight, guys. 80,000 screaming UK fans exceeds the live gate of Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford, where everything was on the line for that. Undisputed. Here you have two guys that are not world champions sell out an entire arena, electric atmosphere. Everybody's loving the fight. Everybody's loving the ring walkouts. And they made it happen. They make this fight happen. But here in the U.S., we can't get two guys that would put on a great fight. You can't get them to sign the contracts.
Yeah, here's the thing. I believe Chris Eubank should retire.
Kind of look like it. I'm not gonna lie, you're right. Kind of look like if he doesn't move up to super middleweight, he should consider retiring. I believe he said he had some personal issues to take care of, and he's having twins. Twins are on the way. Maybe it's the right time.
I just think it's time. He's a sitting duck. I don't think he's a gatekeeper. And I don't even think what I should call him a gatekeeper for. I think the only title he's mainly won is an IBO title. So hey, you say one thing, it did more than the gate than fucking any of Virgil Ortiz's fights.
Look at Drew's face. He loves to make digs. I certainly hope that the U.S. athletes, the U.S. promoters, will take note of what a great show this was and maybe take that risk and say, all right, well, maybe we don't need to over-marinate certain fights. Maybe it doesn't matter if there's a title on the line. Maybe it's just about giving the fans what they want. And if the money makes sense, do it.
I'm going to do the quick crash course for these promoters to step their game up. This is an arena. You sell it out. You make big fights. You don't make fights that with people I don't know. I gotta say slow, Dave, because if you say fast, they can't comprehend. So you gotta say slow, like they're fucking retarded. And Oscar, you make Virgil fight Boots. You are no A side. Your stockings are in your bottom drawer. Your girlfriend has them. So if you want to make money, stop making excuses and lies to the people and make fights. And to the fans that don't like what I just said, stay on your knees and dick ride all you want. But I am not picking you up off your knees. You can be beneath me for the rest of your life.
So Drew, Conor Benn has a very interesting position to be in. He now can perform really well at middleweight. But immediately after winning the fight, he's calling out 147-pound champions like Raleigh Rolando Romero and Ryan Garcia, which would have been great fights when he was at welterweight, but he's already fought at 154, and then he leaped to 160 for 2 fights. I personally would like to see him just drop the damn 6 pounds and fight in the hottest division of boxing, which is junior middleweight, with all the stars at 154. Virgil Ortiz, Boots Ennis. And by the way, they share the same promoter. Boots Ennis shares the same promoter, Eddie Hearn, with Conor Benn. Go to that division. I mean, let's make some noise there and see what you could do. He's way too big for 147 now. What was the guy that that fought Gennady Golovkin? Was a world title holder at welterweight, jumped up to 160. Tried to come back to 147. Crawford
but
whooped his ass, Kell Brook. I mean,
it's just a real bad idea.
Doing what Kell Brook did, moving up to 160 and then come back to 147, it's going to be the same thing, dog. You're gonna weight train yourself. You've already ruined your body. You've built up a lot of muscle mass. It's not a good idea. All right, this weekend we have this whole week, guys. If you're a fan of boxing, there's a lot of content to consume. Obviously, it's Riyadh season in Saudi Arabia. Devin Haney, he's been training in Saudi Arabia. This is important. I was talking with Vince. He said Emiliano Vargas had been in Mexico for several weeks, training, getting ready, acclimated to the environment. Devin Haney, not trying to fuck up again. He went to Saudi Arabia weeks early. He's looking ripped. He's looking sharp. He's going to be fighting Brian Norman Jr. Oh, man. Also on the card, Top Rank, they have young Abdullah Mason going for a vacant title. He could become the youngest world champion this weekend. Then you got Bam Rodriguez versus El Puma Martinez from a unification fight. The two best fighters in that division will be unifying as the co-main, and of course David Benavidez versus Anthony Yard, who's fought everybody. I'm sure he even fought Kovalev. Stack card this weekend. Let's take a look at this again. It's fight week, guys. There you have all the fights. Puma Martinez, I mentioned. Bam Rodriguez, unification. Noakes, the UK fighter versus Abdullah Mason. Let's start right there, Drew. Abdullah Mason, let's go to the odds. What do you think about this fight?
Tailor-made for Abdullah to win.
Abdullah Mason is only a negative 350 favorite against Sam Noakes. They think he'd be competitive.
Because he's unproven.
He's been dropped by a Mexican fighter, and that was a tough one, but he came back and won in that fight. What do you guys think? Have you guys been following young Abdullah Mason? He is the favorite, but let's do our parlay right now, Drew. I'm going with Abdullah Mason via decision.
I'm going to Abdullah Mason by knockout.
Yeah, I like
by
that.
TKO, KO, disqualification, what the fuck you want.
Drew has it by KO. Let me know in the chat, guys. Will he be the youngest champion at just 20 years old? Great to see Mom Food in here. Guys, go follow my homegirl, Mom Food Plant and Things. Click on her name and go to her channel and follow her. She's just awesome, guys. And everybody else who's in here, a content creator too. I appreciate you guys being here. It means.
Do you have any dishes that you can put alcohol in it that can really get me drunk quickly?
No.
Mom Food.
Does she? What's that? Does she drink? I don't know. I don't think Mom Food drinks. Drew.
No, I was saying, does she know any of good cake dishes that you can put alcohol in it? They can get you drunk.
I don't know.
Best of both worlds. Eating some cake and getting drunk as shit.
Drew's looking for a recipe to get drunk. Oh, can you do that, guys? Shout out to everybody joining us in the chat. Don't be shy. Hit that like. We're talking about this weekend's mega fight. David Benavidez at the top of the card. Both Drew and I agree Abdullah Mason will become the youngest world champion at just 20 years old. That's phenomenal, guys. He's already had some tough fights. It will be he'll be the youngest champion, superseding even Xander Zayas, which is phenomenal, guys. Let's see here. Who else is on that card? Let's jump to Devin Haney, Oakland, California, now Henderson, Nevada. Lives up in that beautiful mountain next to Oscar de la Hoya, against the devastating power puncher and boxer in Brian Norman Jr. DraftKings says negative 110 for both of them. They don't have a favorite. I'm confused.
I'm going Brian Norman by KO.
Man, I've seen all the videos of how ripped, and Devin Haney can get in shape. Devin Haney has fantastic genetics. But what we saw in the last two fights, mainly the fight where he was destroyed by Ryan Garcia, and then the fight against Fresno's Jose Ramirez, he looked like shit. He looked like shit.
Here's the thing. Devin's got the lawyer on standby. He's got him a speed dial.
Brian Norman, since winning that title, has just been growing on me, and all his skill set, defense, power punching, everything. Even Crypto Hippie and Fit says, NFT, excuse me, I've got Norman by late stoppage. I've got Norman by late stoppage. And I'm just going to say why, guys. When Devin Haney is on, he's on. What he did to Regis Prograis in San Francisco, California, the home of the Dubs, shout out, it's back, the house of the Dubs. Shout out to the Dub Nation, who I have not been representing in a long time, but Stephen Curry the other day, 49 points, 4 rebounds, only tying Michael Jordan. Insane accomplishment the other day in that game. Look at this, over a 7-foot tall Spurs player. Anyways, Devin Haney in that exact auditorium in San Francisco, California, put on a masterclass clinic, winning the WBC 140-pound title. That is the last time I've seen him pitch a perfect shutout. That was a fantastic showing and display but where's that Devin Haney been ever since the loss to Ryan Garcia, Drew? Is it one where he's permanently damaged? His punch resistance?
Yo, Dave, we don't need another cease and desist letter. Because you said, I'm sorry, guys. We received a cease and desist letter like a month ago because I used too many F-bombs. Welcome.
Let me know what you guys think in the chat if you're listening and you just want to put your pick. Does Devin Haney, can he pitch a master shutout performance against a very heavy-handed Brian Norman Jr.? Brian Norman Jr. just destroyed. Go back and watch that fight where he destroyed San Diego's Giovanni Santillán. He destroyed his face. Do you think Brian Norman Jr. will be trying hooks? A lot of hooks?
That fight broke Fonzie's heart that day.
It broke my heart. I like Giovanni Santillán, man. But that's the time.
It didn't do shit to me. It made me just grab another bottle of beer and drink it.
BoxingScene.com posted today who they believe are the top welterweights. And the welterweight division, in my opinion, is one of those divisions where everybody's either jumping to 154 or is hanging out at 140. Because 140 is red hot and they've got a lot of champions and they have a lot of really good contenders. It's a very good division. Number 10, Boxing Scene thinks Emiliano Stanionis, that one loss to your fighter, Boots Ennis. Still number 10. Patty Donovan. I don't know. Number 9. Number 8. Shout out to Tiger Johnson, Delonte Tiger Johnson, former U.S. Olympian, who just had a sensational knockout on Pro Box, 17-0. I think he belongs in the top 10 considering how thin it is now. Former Olympian. Manny Pacquiao makes the list after his performance against Mario Barrios. Manny Pacquiao at number 7. Number 6, Mario Barrios, even though he's a world champion, WBC champion, Boxing Scene thinks he's number 6. Number 5, only one fight at 147. Rolando Romero beats Ryan Garcia, then gets elevated to world champion status. He's number 5. This one might be controversial. Not a world champion. Rohan Polanco, Dominican fighter and former Olympian. Lewis Crocker. Can't say I've watched much of him fight. Very interesting choice. After this weekend's performance, let's talk quickly about number 2, according to BoxingScene.com, Jack Catterall, who fought on the Conor Benn card. I texted you, Drew. I was very impressed. Very impressed. Where did all this power come from? Is it just coming to the U.S. and training in Philly? They got the dog in them now.
We got 45 people in here. We only got 22 likes.
Let's hit those likes, guys. Let's get it to 30 at least, guys. We appreciate you if you're new, considering subscribing. We do football and boxing talk here about 3 times a week. Join the family. Jack Catterall comes in at number 2. Not a world champion, but man, that was a really, really good performance. In the number 1 spot is Brian Norman Jr. Devin Haney, not at all. Not at all ranked. Peter Gonzalez, shout out to you if you're still here. He says, I used to be a big boxing fan in the day, but now, F boxing, man. It's too effing political. It's fixed or political. You know, a lot of people feel that way. Like the greatest days of the sport of boxing are,
and you know what?
Long behind us.
I bet you he was laying on the bed typing that.
Why is that? Because
boxing makes him sleepy. I used to be really in this sport, but it fucking sucks now. Fucking politics.
Well,
But
Netflix is going to have another huge special on their hands in December. Maybe we'll get more interest in boxing for 2026. 50 million people watch Mike Tyson spar with Jake Paul. Will 50 million people watch Anthony Joshua knockout Jake Paul?
I doubt it.
All right, this
I'm
is
sorry. I'm sorry. People learn no lesson. Like, we do not have a lost. Yeah, I can't give them praise, and then they do this dumb shit. Forget that comment. I'm not praising them until they don't watch it. Or go to that seat, to their bed and just sit there. I'm not watching it. Yes, you are. You're watching it. It's free. You got your $7 Netflix membership. It's free.
all right. We have a unification. Jesse Bam Rodriguez versus El Puma Martinez, Argentina's champion at the moment. Argentina has a long line of historically had a very great champions that have come out of Argentina. Drew, this is the fight I've been waiting for a very long time. Fernando Martinez, who made his debut in the States fighting for PBC, is a plus 600 underdog. This is the biggest spread right here, as far as I see. Jesse Bam Rodriguez, negative 1,000 favorite. Total rounds, under 9.5, negative 115. Jesse Rodriguez by TKO, KO, or disqualification, a negative 220. Fernando Martinez by knockout, plus 1,100. Drew, it's fair to say they don't think Fernando Martinez or Puma can take Bam Rodriguez's best shots. I have a good feeling that this could go the distance, but then Bam Rodriguez has gotten some top fighters out of there. How you feeling about this one?
I think Benn by knockout. Like, I don't think that. I don't think it's gonna be that late stoppage. I think this is gonna end in like 6 or 7.
So you make a good point. Fernando Martinez is the type of champion that's going to engage. He's going to engage, guys. This is going to be a firefight while it lasts. And because of that, Fernando Martinez might get broken down or he might put himself at risk. I like that one too, Drew. I like Bam Rodriguez by KO. Potentially late. I will not be surprised if it goes the distance. I don't think Fernando Martinez has fought anybody like Bam Rodriguez simply because there really isn't anybody that fights that good at that in that division. But I think this one's going to be a firefight. That leads us to the main event. David Benavidez, the Mexican Monster, titled the Mexican Monster by Mike Tyson. He's already there, Drew. Let's look at the fight schedule really quickly. Grand Arrivals War today, tomorrow on YouTube. Everywhere you can watch, it's going to be the media workout, 6 p.m. in the UK. 1 p.m. Eastern or 11 a.m. tomorrow in the U.S. Thursday, we have a press conference. Friday, we have the ceremonial weigh-in. And Saturday afternoon, if you're on the West Coast, 3 p.m. Eastern time, we have the beginning of this sensational card, guys. A fantastic card in Saudi Arabia. By the way, the Saudis were here in the U.S. Drew, do you see that? They flew the jets, man. Said that they're willing to invest $1 trillion. $1 trillion in the U.S., shit, they could just buy all the boxing promotions. They already got that deal with Dana White.
Oh, God. Boxing is fucked. Boxing is fucked.
Let's talk about that main event. Let's look at that the odds really quickly. Anthony Yarde has a very impressive resume. He's been at light heavyweight for a very long time. At one point, Anthony Yarde was famous because he said he didn't spar fighters in preparation. He didn't spar. When his dad was around training him, he said his dad didn't want him to spar. Why spar in preparation for a fight? That's controversial. He is a plus 550 underdog. David Benavidez, negative 900. Let's look at some more bets. The money line, as I mentioned, David Benavidez, favorite, negative 900. You'll have to bet $900 to win $100. David Benavidez by KO, just a negative 150. You might as well just do the money line. David Benavidez by decision, plus 180. Anthony Yarde by KO, plus 850. Who's got the big cojones? Who's got the big balls to bet on Anthony Yarde?
Don't look at me.
No. So what is this? Is this I mean, not an exhibition. What is this? A showcase card? I mean, we both agree on all four.
I'm gonna be honest. When's David gonna step up?
You don't think Anthony Yard is still a legitimate top light heavyweight?
Oh fuck no.
You think he's washed? Just a bodybuilder?
He's there to get punched and everything. If he somewhat hurts David, David should be ashamed of himself. And I'm saying that because your dad talks so much shit, he doesn't know what to do. like, let's look at it like this. David knocks you all out by volume, not by a single punch. They're gonna try to go at it for a little bit, and somebody's gonna get hurt real bad, and they're gonna see. That's it. It's over.
David Benavidez is the full WBC champion now. He's defending his title.
He's a female champ.
Yeah, well, I mean, however you get it.
Yo, how the fuck does y'all get a shot?
You know, I wanted to make. There's been a lot of interviews this week, Drew, and one thing that David Benavidez and his dad are very adamant about is that they still want an opportunity to fight Canelo Alvarez.
I don't care for it.
No.
Nah, Canelo went on for too long not doing the fight. Like, look, like, yo, you guys want to see my, you want to see my new belt? Did I won? Nah, I got a new belt. Sudomov, get me a new belt. You know, Dick Riding for the WBC. Get your email belt. Make sure you email me. Here's my email. Check. Make sure my email's right. Now, you want to take the L out. I'm going to put the R in. Thank you.
Well, there you guys have it, man. That is the big fight breakdown for us so far. There will be some more. I think we might get another show in, and Vince is still in here. It all depends on the weather this week. Las Vegas is notoriously difficult to get around when there's massive rain. So hopefully it's cool, and we might have some more boxing talk this week. But, Drew, I got to ask you something because there's a Misfits Boxing card. Emiliano Vargas just fought. Shout out to Vince. I mentioned Vince. And Emiliano's brother has been, it's now been announced. Dean the Great. I think it's probably the best fighter that Misfits Boxing has. This looks like it's going to be the co-main. But Emiliano Vargas will be flying out to Dubai. They just went to Mexico. This is kind of cool, man, to be a young fighter, just to be young and to be traveling the world. I think, and it's right before Christmas. I think it's really amazing to get an all-expense trip. In fact, they're paying you to go to Dubai. Like that's really cool. This is going to be the co-main. But the main event, Misfits Boxing, and we never talk about Misfits Boxing here, guys. It's the main event. Oh, my God. You know who the main event is? Former kickboxer, Bitcoin extraordinaire.
Dean the Great?
Well, that's the co-main.
I don't watch Misfits. Here's the thing. I don't watch Misfits Boxing, Dave. Like seriously, I don't even want to talk about it. I'm not a fan of it. Like, it's a fucking disgrace to the pro boxing because of these fighters that risk their lives. It's a fucking slap in the face and everything. I'd rather not talk about Misfits Boxing.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell you why we're going to talk about it. Let me show you why. None other than whatever his nickname is, the top G, Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate. There he is right there, guys. Andrew Tate is the main event. Let's listen to a little bit of this highlight. This is the last time he fought.
You can see the experience of Tate, just how calm he is there, pulling out that jab, doesn't flinch on. Oh, that's a thunderous leg kick.
Devastating leg kick, really buckled.
Oh, head kick!
Head kick.
Huge.
What?
Takes his time, not charging in. Oh, he dropped him standing.
That's it. That's the last time he fought. Former world kickboxing champion Andrew Tate. Everybody hates him. I don't know who likes this guy. Who likes Andrew Tate? But if you think the guy he's going to fight is going to knock him out, and by the way, this fight was completely fixed. It's very obvious that his last MMA fight was rigged. It's a reality TV show guy who I think made a football team, or I don't know, he may have made a football team. He's the absolute worst Misfits boxer, heavyweight fighter I've ever seen. And I'm going to show you guys the clip of his first fight when I find it. I don't have it right now, but Drew, that's who he's fighting. A former football player turned reality television star. Who knows? Who is it, guys? Put it in the chat. Do you guys know who it is? I forget his name. He makes Tommy Fury look like a world champion. This guy is the absolute worst Misfits boxer. He has absolutely zero skill in boxing, and that's who Andrew Tate is going to fight in Dubai. That is the main event. I just think it's kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, say what you want to say about the level of fighting at Misfits Boxing. It is going to be entertaining, especially if you're hoping that Andrew Tate, I don't know, might hurt his hamstring or throw out his shoulder. Or I mean, you better hope for something like that.
Could be happening. Oh man, shout out to Andrew Tate.
Top G, yeah, sure. And there's a reason why it's not in the States. For all I know, they probably want to arrest him in the U.S. But I'm Dave.
But you know what, man? Andrew Tate sound like he's so so mad all the time. Like
that's
I
the
understand
thing.
I understand he got arrested in Romania for sex trafficking, what the fuck that is, man. But if I know he always disses females and everything, man. Well, he believes they should be in the kitchen more. But look at it like that, man. I bet you, I really look at it, if he would act like that in a break room or something, they probably these workers would probably kick his ass.
So the most controversial thing this guy Top G said this week that set off Twitter, and I'm just paraphrasing. He said, once you achieve a certain level of millionaire status, you realize that all the women out there are scum and that there isn't a decent woman out there for you. There's just no reason to date. That's how he feels about women.
Like he'll go to the mic and be like this, man. He'll go to the mic like this. Women deserve to be in the kitchen. They deserve to be in the kitchen. Make me a sandwich, Maria. Make me a fucking sandwich, Maria. You fucking, and like he does that tone of voice. I'm like this. Damn, Andrew, did you used to get hit a lot when you were little?
Could be.
Seriously, man. Like, I don't understand him. I really feel for him, man. I think he's a lonely prick, but you know.
Could very well. Like I said, he said there isn't a single woman out there that's deserving of Andrew Tate's love, man. I'm Dave in the 702. We will be back for sure on Thursday night for Tailgate Talk. Join us after Thursday Night Football, Drew. Again, shout out to everybody that's been participating. Maybe you want to participate. There is a cash prize right before the holidays. And shout out to the big winners this week, which were Ryan Crypto, Hippie NFT, and Vince. Both tied, I think, with 11 wins. So we will see you guys on Thursday night. Until then, peace out.